This also is a very common question that should be on everyone's mind, and especially if you have just suffered a significant economic loss in your life and you're not certain whether or not the loss was a legitimate business loss or you have been, in fact, defrauded. You will have lost, most of my cases involve the loss of $1 million or more. There are a few that are less. Whatever the loss, to those who have suffered it, it is significant and important in your life, and the life usually of your family. You obviously don't want to throw good money after bad, but it does cost money to determine the nature of the loss. That's just economic reality. There's no way around it. When you come in to see me, I'm happy to give you a very limited amount of time, generally an hour, as a courtesy, to see if it's something that's even of interest to me or if I think it's got the bare bone outline of an area where I can provide you some potential relief. Beyond that, there is cost involved. We do it in stages and in steps. And the earlier we can ascertain together whether you are likely to have an economic recovery or whether, in fact, there are no assets or it was a legitimate bad investment, the earlier we determine that, the happier we both are. What I enjoy is affecting recovery for people. I also, when I see we cannot get a good recovery, either because we cannot make out the legal test to provide that kind of liability, or that the debtor really not only has no assets, but controls no significant assets through a series of what we call badges of fraud. Oftentimes we get to assets that are owned or controlled by others on the surface, but in fact controlled by your debtor. And that's a lengthy and separate discussion that is factually driven by the specifics of your case. We go a step at a time. We propose a series of budgets as we go. And if the case looks good as we go together, we will then end up with a series of priority targeted assets. And you will understand and you will have the right of review and approval or disapproval of each step along the way, so you can keep economic control over this endeavor.